Welcome to Barbed Wire Strategy. My name is Admiral Paris, and I am the last baby boomer. And this is my second show that I've done. I just want to. This show is going to be about my opinion on Trump's inauguration address, and I'm going to try to cover as many points as possible. The other video ran really long, and I realized that. I was just rambling on and on about my first video back. Okay, first off, before we get to Trump, though, I kind of wanted to cover a couple of things that as a warning to anybody out there who tries to do something, and they put all of the information on these hard drives. I discovered when I thought, okay, you know what? When I first was going to do my video, the one that I did a week ago or so, about 10 days ago, I thought, okay, I'm just going to sit down with the iPhone. I'm going to try just doing it and get it out there, and it'll be real quick and easy. I think I said that in the last video. And the thing is, I did try that. But it took me days and days to remember what I do, because I use Premiere Pro, Adobe Premiere Pro, and I'm really good at Photoshop, really good at Illustrator, I'm really good at InDesign, but the Premiere Pro, and I was really good at that too. But you see, I started doing this back in 2018, the whole show, and the editing and all this stuff. And then from 2018 to 2022, I was really good. I had my everything stored on drives, and I had all my equipment. I had my lights and my setup, and then I stopped doing the show. And little by little, what happens is that you start putting things. Well, I'm not using this thing right now, so I'll put it away somewhere and I'll clean the place up. And then, of course, in the meantime, like I told you in the last show, we had an underground leak. Ended up tearing up, a lot of the house, a lot of the library here. I had to completely take everything out, and maybe I'll show pictures of that sometime. But anyway. My point is that when I went in to do this other video, I thought that everything that I had, all of my theme music and all of my B-roll and all of this stuff, all of the stuff I did in my pilot, all of it was on this drive. And I thought, okay, but it's okay, because I remember putting that over on the cloud. The cloud. It was on the hard drive, but I put it on the cloud. But I didn't. I discovered that. What I discovered was that actually what I had done is I left it on the hard drive that I had, which was I paid a lot of money for the hard drive. And I had bought a second hard drive before I started paying for the cloud. And there's more to that story, and that it has to do with Apple and their systems. And for a long time, they only let you have I think a terabyte or two. And I needed more, and I couldn't put the stuff on the cloud until they finally decided to open up more space. And so now I have access to a lot more space. And so I thought, well, I know for a fact, last year or so, I must have put it on there. I was going to. In fact, I created a file on this other hard drive that has 5 terabytes, and then the cloud. And I started moving things over. I started migrating. And then when I was migrating, I discovered that all of a sudden that it takes a long time to migrate this stuff. And, you have to sit there and watch it go, And I thought, okay, well, this is going to take several days to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a little tonight, and then I'm going to come back tomorrow night or the next night, and I'll do a little bit more. And just over time, I'll get it all moved over. And that's what I was going to do. And the thing is that I never came back to it. I meant to, but I forgot about it. I just got hung on doing to something else, and I forgot. I didn't do it. So I've looked around. I've been trying to gather my equipment, and I thought, well, and then so I put this video up that I did the last time on the iPhone, and I went in and I looked at the footage that I did, and I thought, why is it so blown out? I mean, it looked like I had all these lights, and I thought, why is the light just blown out? And then I fiddle-faddled around for hours, and I finally figured out how to bring the image down and get the light out of it and correct the image. And I did, and I think it came out okay. It wasn't, the iPhone only has a certain resolution. Now, right now, I've got the phone flipped around because I've got the better lenses. I think the lousier lens is on the one that you can see, so I can't see myself. Anyway, my point is that I started fishing around for my better equipment, like my camera. My camera here. I found my camera. I hooked it up. I hooked the batteries up, and I got it all, and I remembered which controls what and which buttons to push. And I know I sound like I'm 180,000 years old, but I mean, if you don't, this is my message. If you don't do this stuff on a regular basis, like anything in life, you don't completely forget, but you just, I don't know, you get out of the practice, you forget which button to push. And so here, I got my microphone over there, the one that I used to use, the great big silver, whatever it is, Yeti thing. And I know I used to hook it up, and I had to dig around in a box to find this. And I knew this was very valuable to me, because what you have to do is you have to hook up the microphone into this, because it's a USB, and then this part hooks into, it should hook into that, but it doesn't, because it will not fit in the hole. But I had something like this, and then this part here goes to power, and then that part here goes to the microphone, and this part here goes to my iPhone, which I'm using now to film. And then I use GarageBand to record the sound, and I would have this, this old Hollywood clicker, because I'll turn that on. So the camera's on now. And here's the sound clapper. This is part 1 of the Queen. There's that. I had to sync the camera image with the sound. I know this is all technical stuff, but my point to this is, I did find my old telephone where Donald Trump might call me on, my telephone that I've had for a long, long time. And I found my old safari jacket that I had specially made for Barbed Wire Strategy. And the medals here and this stuff, I'll explain that on another video. It's really interesting. Anyway, my point is that, I even found this. This is great. I found a light. I found the other lights that I used to use, but I don't want to get them out because I don't really have any place to put them now. This thing here is a really valuable little thing. This allows me to remote with one button, so I know how it works. And it's got a battery that I'd have to go buy another one of those little nickel batteries. It's about as big as a nickel or a dime, and put it. Anyway, you point this at the camera over here, and it starts it. So I don't have to go over there and push the button and run back and sit down. That's what I was doing in the very beginning when I started my filming for Barbed Wire Strategy, but then I discovered this. Somebody had it on YouTube, they were showing it, and I bought one of these, and this is great because I can turn it on and turn it off. Unfortunately, it does not work with the iPhone, so anyway. My point is, before we get to Trump, that in fact, I'll probably just do another film on Trump because this is taking so long. My point is that when you're doing something, whether it's video work or any kind of recording work or anything, it could be woodshop work, whatever. For 2 lessons, don't get out of the practice of practicing what buttons to push, how to work machinery. Because if you don't do it in a while, you don't completely forget it, and it comes back to you, kind of like snow skiing. I haven't been skiing in several decades, but I guarantee you, if I got back up on skis, I could ski, and it wouldn't be long before I could do a black diamond or triple black diamond, like Mary Jane at Winter Park. That's where I used to ski a lot. Anyway, the second thing that I wanted to say, and that is that if you put stuff, this is a simple lesson. If you put stuff on a hard drive, okay, it doesn't matter how much you paid for that drive. You can pay a lot of money for that drive. But if you put stuff on the hard drive and it's really important, make sure you have a backup on another hard drive or one of these cloud things like I have the cloud, the Apple cloud, whatever it is. And I don't understand it because they get the cloud on the phone, and then they got the cloud up in wherever the hell it is. Anyway, my point is that back up what you have, because I lost everything. And I told my wife, I said, I can't believe I lost everything. She said, well, you're an idiot. She said, you should have backed it up. I go, okay, I know that. I don't need you to, I already know I'm an idiot for not, I thought I did back it up. That was the point. I even took a measure to buy a hard drive and back it up, but I didn't follow through. So you got to do it, and then you got to follow through. It's just a lesson of life. Anyway, I lost everything. See, I don't have any B-roll. I don't have my theme song. I don't have anything. And I looked and looked. I don't even have my logo. That's why I can't even put the logo on there. I'd have to recreate all of this stuff. Anyway, I'm just going to pick up from here and carry on. And, maybe I can figure out, maybe I can take this thing over to, I don't know, where, Best Buy or some computer place. I'm pointing at the drive. It's sitting there staring at me just like a dead brick. And find out if they can get into it. That would be really great, because there's just hundreds of hours of work. I'm not talking about just the stuff that I did, the recordings. That's not on YouTube and whatnot and BitChute, but it's all the B-roll and the photographs and all of that stuff. I lost it all. So let that be a lesson to you. Back up whatever you have. If you have photographs in a box, then digitize them and get a copy of them, or go make copies of them and put them someplace else, so that if your house burns down, as ours did in 1976, you don't lose all your photographs. Now, we didn't lose all our photographs, thank goodness, but a lot of them did get damaged in the heat and the water. Anyway, that's my lesson. And so on the next barbed wire strategy, I'm going to talk about, I was going to do it on this one, I'm going to talk about the Trump inauguration. I listened to his speech, and I have a lot to say about that. We'll see you next time on Barbed Wire Strategy. This is Admiral Paris. Good night.